Okay, today I'm doing this 1 year review of this Cub Cadet that I bought June 23rd of 25. It's the LT42 XT1. And the reason I'm standing up on this hill is because I just want to give you an idea of how much grass I'm cutting around here. This property goes all the way out to the highway. If you can see it out there, it's probably a good 2 football fields out to that highway, and there's land out there to cut, and it goes in that direction a couple of more football fields. So I'm just guessing that I'm cutting 12 to 14 acres here. Now, when I was looking to buy a riding lawnmower, I watched a few YouTube videos, and people were talking about a 2-acre cut, or a good lawnmower for a 2-acre cut. I don't have any idea what that means. As far as I'm concerned, 14 acres is cutting 2 acres 7 times. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that idea. So let's get on with this show. Now, this video is going to be a combination review about this trailer and the lawnmower, because I use them both for a lot more than mowing lawns. And I have some clips coming up, short clips that I took at different times when I was doing chores around here. It's unbelievable how many limbs fall off of these trees. I'm constantly going around to pick those up. And we do run out for camping here. So I save the limbs in 2 or 3 different piles around for people to use for kindling if they want to have themselves a campfire in the evening. They can start it. I don't furnish the wood, but I'll furnish the wood starter. But I wanted to point out a couple of things. One, I had one of my viewers tell me about this box that came from Lowe's. Not Lowe's, that Harbor Freight. I don't know why I lost my mind there. I had bought a real small one, and I didn't know they had this one at Harbor Freight, but I went and bought one. This is the larger box, and it's real good for keeping tools in here that are related to doing this job around here. Here's that little water flush out thing. I keep some wrenches. I did a video, but it didn't come out very well, so I didn't post it. But the spark plug takes a 13/16, and the blades down there take a 15/16. Is that what this is? Yeah, 15/16. I did buy a torque wrench, but it doesn't fit in here, obviously. I keep some paper in there to check the oil. If bugs are killing me, I've got a bug net there. So this thing comes in real handy. And if you're wondering what this bag is, when I'm out cutting on the highway, there's quite a bit of litter out there, so I carry this bag to put some litter in so I don't cut it up and spread it everywhere. Now, on this trailer, I did have some trouble with the tires. These small tires seem to have a hard time holding air pressure. So if you have one of these little trailers, or even your lawnmower, I've learned to check that air pressure every once in a while, because small tires just don't hold them like the larger tires. Now, something I did to this trailer, I lost a nut and bolt out of one of these corners, and I had one of these eye bolts. So I thought, well, I'm going to eye bolt that in there. And I bolted another one to the other side, and it worked out so well, I went and bought two for the front. So now when I have, and you'll see when these clips come up, when I have this thing full of limbs or something like that, I can put some bungee cords on here and hold stuff in. I also pick up some big long limbs that I can tie in here and take them up to a place where we dump them. So the trailer's worked out real well. I'm happy that I bought it. It's been real functional. But one other thing I want to point out with this trailer, this axle is just long enough to fit these original tires. I went and bought a wheel at Harbor Freight, and I swear I didn't have a 32nd of an inch left to get this clip in here. So make sure if you get some trailer wheels that the axle isn't too long on the thing, because you're going to have trouble if you don't get the right wheel for that. So I ordered those. I think I bought those wheels from Amazon. I forget, but I think so. So let's watch these few clips, and then I'll get back to my assessment of this lawnmower and how it's worked for the year that I've had it. One YouTuber was asked how this lawnmower did on hills, and he didn't have any, so he couldn't answer. But if you'll listen, you'll hear this thing. It sort of downshifts and gives itself some gas, and it pulls right up this hill. I even have one a little steep that doesn't go well. Now, the same day that I had the lawnmower delivered, they also delivered this trailer. Now, it came in this box, which was a little smaller than I thought it would be, but it wasn't that hard to put together, and I've used it quite a bit. So I've used this little trailer to fill holes. This is Alabama clay they call chert that I'm going around filling these holes with. And it's been really great for hauling around my trimming tools. I have this electric lawnmower and electric battery powered weed eater, and this trailer helps me out a lot. And did I mention that it's pretty doggone good for hauling limbs around too? I Googled getting this machine wet, leaving it out in the rain, washing it down, and it was a big negative. So what I'm going to do is blow this real good with this blower, leaf blower, every time when I get done mowing for the day. And I'm probably just going to wash this maybe 2-3 times during the year real good, and then leave it out in the sun so it can dry out real fast. We don't want any rust, do we? Okay, so I said that I was gonna wash this off 2 or 3 times a year and blow it out most of the time. But I'm going to give this a good once over here with this hose. I have one of those nozzles on it that gives you pretty high pressure. This place really gets dirty and dusty. As soon as I wash this off, I'm going to get in there and use that place where you put the attachment and run that while I run the blade around in that cutting area there. So give me a minute, we'll get back to this. Now I am taking a little bit of mild dish detergent soap around in here. How much that'll help, I don't know. Get some on this outside too. I'm gonna spray this all in here, because I did have a pretty good bit of dust and grime in here. So now I'm gonna hose this off. So here we are after I've washed that cutting deck out, washed it all out in here. Now I've had it sitting out here, it's sort of in the shade right now, but I've had it sitting out here, I don't know, about 3 hours, trying to let it dry off. And I parked it on this. I've got little ladybugs biting me, believe it or not. But anyway, it's all cleaned up now, and I won't be, and if you don't believe me, there's one right there. These things are out here by the thousands. But anyway, I'm ready to put this up now. Now, I'm not going to winterize it because it's here in Alabama and it doesn't get all that cold anyway, except a couple of times. But I'm still going to use it throughout the year, because I'll be going around picking up limbs and litter and miscellaneous like that. But so I've been happy with this so far. There'll be more to come. Stay tuned. I always like to say that I do my, hello Mr. Spider, my due diligence, and I always do my due diligence. But the issue is that sometimes I do it after the fact. So I don't know how many of you do that. But anyway, as mentioned many times, this is that 547cc engine. At the time I bought this, I didn't know anything about that Kohler engine, and that seems to be the more popular one. But I haven't had any trouble with this. This engine has started every time right up with no issue. Now, it has less horsepower than that Kohler engine. I think, I don't know, about 6 less horsepower. Check that yourself. Don't take me to the bank on that one. But it pulls up the hill that I need to pull it up. And I've just had no issue with it at all. Now, something I wish I did have in here was one of those hour gauges. The manual that comes with this will tell you to do this in so many hours and that in so many hours and all this kind of stuff. Well, I started to write down on a piece of paper, you know, about how long I had used this thing and stuff, and it didn't take me long to decide that I wasn't going to do that. And I'm not going to hire an accountant to ride around in this trailer in back of me to keep track of how much time I'm putting on everything here. So what I'm going to do is, before the cutting season starts, which I'm going to call March, and I put a video out a couple of months ago about changing some filters and the oil and all that stuff. So I'm going to do that at the start of the season. I'm going to change the spark plug. I'm going to change air filters, oil filters, just do that whole 9 yards in March. And then I'm going to run it hard, and you can see everything that I use this thing for, this mower and the trailer. I would say I almost use this commercially instead of, you know, residentially. But then again, in, I'm going to say the middle or end of July, I'm going to do that all again. I'm going to change the oil, the filter, the spark plug, and all that stuff. And I didn't mention the blades. I'm going to do that. I bought an extra set of blades. I just put a sharpening the blade video up. I'm going to change the blades twice a year, sharpen them, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's going to handle it. But during the year, all the time, I'm going to keep an eye on the color of the oil to make sure that it's not darkening up too much. And if it needs changed another time, then I'll do so. Keeping the oil in good shape is important. But I have not had any issue with this. Everything has worked just as it should. All the levers, the pulleys, the belts, the everything else. It started every time I tried to crank it up. So my 1 year assessment can't be anything except that I'm really happy with this lawnmower. Now, I've seen some complaints about this battery and the battery case because it's limited to using this battery that came with it, but so far I've had no trouble at all with that battery. Now that's just 1 year, so we'll see what happens. But I think, and I'm not sure about this, some of you electrician mechanic people might want to answer this question for me, but I think keeping this battery charged, it keeps it charged as much as I use this thing, because I start this thing, I'm on it 3 or 4 days out of the week doing something. I mean, if I have a camper coming in, I even use this as like a welcome wagon. I meet them out at the gate and lead them into their spot with this lawnmower. So there isn't a whole lot else I can say about that. I do want to get back. I think this thing missing this hour gauge, I don't know why they wouldn't put that on all the lawnmowers. I think this is sort of like the shrinkage they do with your coffee or your milk at the store. They want to keep putting it in a smaller container and eliminating things in order to keep the price the same. Now, maybe they did that, I don't know. But anyway, after 1 year, and I'll do this again in another year, after 1 year, I can't be anything but just completely, totally happy with this lawnmower. So that is my 1 year assessment. If anyone has any questions, please put them down there in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer that. So thanks for watching this video. Until next time. I said goodbye too quickly. There was something else I wanted to say, and it's about the gas. Now, I don't know, I have nothing to compare this to, whether it gets good gas mileage or not, but I use that gas that does not have the ethanol alcohol in it. It costs like $1 more a gallon, which here in June 26 is pushing $5 here in Alabama, and in Alabama we normally have gas cheaper than the national average. So I'm spending that extra money on that fuel, hoping that it doesn't add to repairs down the road. It's probably something I'll never know, but I will continue to buy the non-ethanol fuel to put in here. And again, thanks for watching.